Looking back at our childhood, we realized we played a lot of old school video games. After considering our options, we still wound up going with a board game to analyze instead. When I was in middle school, I remembered an interesting board game from my friend Jen's house, a game Jen's older sister had introduced us to, a game called Dream Phone.
Who's got a crush on you? Hello, hunk. It's Dream Phone, the electronic game with the talking phone. To win, call guys, get clues, figure out which guy really likes you.
He's not wearing a hat.
Bye, guys. What'd he say? My secret. Ah, you.
He's not at the beach.
See you later, guys. It's Dan. Dan, my man.
You're right. I really like you.
Yes.
Dream Phone, the hot electronic talking phone game.
It's for you.
Dream Phone was originally created by Milton Bradley in 1991. The game has an astonishing recommendation for players to be ages 9 years or older to play. 1 to 4 players is suggested, but the instructions even state that you're welcome to play by yourself. So how do you play Dream Phone? The setup starts as a circular game board is set up in front of all players and the phone is set in the middle, available for everyone to reach. Each player gets a clue sheet and a clipboard along with a pen, and the clue sheet is divided into 3 columns. First column is a list of boys you're calling, second shows the clues which will be given, and the third is the secret admirer cross-off list. There are 12 special cards and 24 photo cards that have all the boys' faces and phone numbers.
Each player will get dealt 3 special cards: a speakerphone card, a share a secret card, and Mom Says Hang Up card. The speakerphone card, when played, requires that the player press the speaker button before dialing. Once number is dialed, the boy's clue will be on speaker for everyone to hear and use on their own clue sheet. The Share a Secret card requires the player with the Dream Phone has to let the player who played the Share a Secret card listen in on the phone call, so they both get the clue. The Mom Says Hang Up card requires that the player with the Dream Phone has to lose her entire turn, used strategically to screw over the other player, like in real life when your friends are jealous of you and want to ruin everything, Jennifer. Place 3 cards face up in front of each player, shuffle the other 24 photo cards, deal 3 cards face up to all of them. The rest of the cards are placed face down.
The actual gameplay is, the instructions don't verify how to decide who goes first, so we can only assume it should be the most popular girl or the prettiest girl who gets to call first. Just kidding, just pick who's the oldest. Each girl chooses 1 to 3 photo cards she has available to call and find out a clue only she can hear on the phone. Knowing the information only given to you, you get to cross off boys who don't apply to the clue given. This process continues until a girl is ready to make a guess. At any time during the game, opponents can unleash their special cards to better improve their game. The objective of the game is to find out who has a crush on you and all your friends if you're playing with friends. There is no real point system, and the trophy is finding out that a boy collectively has a crush on you and all of your friends.
When we first examined this game and thought about the gameplay, we couldn't help but notice the stereotypical ideals of femininity that it pushes on young players. It's clearly marketed towards girls ages 9 and up, although it doesn't specifically say only girls can play, it's definitely implied. Boys will be boys and girls will be girls. The attribution of gender role stereotypes in a gaming situation was a study that was published the exact same year that Dream Phone was released in 1991. In the journal, it states, "The imprinting of appropriate gender roles behavior in the individual is evident early in life." Considering other board games and games in general, we know that usually there is a prize, one winner, and usually a loser. Boys Will Be Boys focuses on the concept that from a young age, boys are taught to be competitive and have a good sense of sportsmanship, but girls do not experience the same opportunities. Instead, they have games such as these that teach you how to be a girl, essentially. Games such as these remind us also of a time when boys went to school and girls stayed at home to learn skills such as sewing, proper etiquette, and cooking that were only learned to impress a potential spouse. There is no real reward at the end of the game for any individual, just a collective sense of all being liked. Being liked by boys isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the sneaky route at which we play the game sets a poor example of communication standards in the real world.
Since it was the 90s, most boys featured on the playing cards have similar styles and haircut that were fashionable for that time. There are large age gaps in the appearance of the quote-unquote boys on the photo cards. They all appear to be clean-cut, middle-class, and range from preteen to young adult men. Over the phone, other boys will reveal information to you about the secret admirer. The clue categories are places that these boys hang out, what sports they play, what food they eat, and what clothing they wear. These are all very limiting. Not all boys in real-world scenarios will be narrowed down to only enjoying these things or participating in these selected activities.
Although this game originally came out in the 90s, it certainly left an impact on certain friends of mine which I've discussed the game with recently. They all seem to have enjoyed the game, and I wonder how this game would affect the players of our new generation. There is a newer version of Dream Phone available that has texting as a feature instead of just the old school cell phone.
Girls, it's Dream Phone! Guess who has a crush on you? Use the phone to listen to clues. He'll text, he'll call, but who is he? Is he geeky or gorgeous? Think you know? Give him a call. Guess right and you win the game. Dream Phone, the secret admirer board game from Ideal.
Now instead of just calling, the boys can opt to text the players. As if you weren't already having enough trouble communicating straight to the admirer, now texting has become another obstacle. It's a challenging time to be a woman in our cultural society, and games like this only make it more challenging for those who don't fit the mold. We'd like to end with this quote to describe our feelings about the game. Playing at being a girl is only fun when you've left it far behind.